What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another one. Hope all is well. On this video, we're going to cover how Shadour Sanders turned into a leader right away yesterday, and he didn't even play one down of football. Yes, the Cleveland Browns lost their game yesterday, as we know they were going to lose, but he did something in the game that we're going to talk about. And also, Travis Hunter, the Jacksonville Jaguars, for the second pick of the draft, they didn't use him like they were supposed to. I mean, they picked him number 2 overall, and they're using him. They're not using him effectively. So we're going to talk about that as well. And but first, we're going to go to Shedeur. You know, as we know, the Cleveland Browns played the Cincinnati Bengals yesterday. They lost by 1 point. So it's not like they got blown out. But the numbers tell the story here. Now, why did they lose? First of all, why did they lose? We're going to have to let's go to Joe Burrow for a minute. That was the Cincinnati's quarterback. Joe Burrow was 14 for 23, 1 touchdown. Okay. As far as rushing, he had 2 carries for 3 yards. Not impressive. No touchdown throws or anything. Actually, he did throw 1 touchdown. But the key is he didn't throw any interceptions. It was a very close game, though. The Browns, Joe Flacco, he was 31 for 45, 290 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. If you think about that, that was what lost in the game. We're going to come back to that in a second, and we're going to go to what Shedeur did. So Joe Burrow, he was 14 for 23, 113 yards, right? But he had a touchdown. Joe Flacco, he matched him with the touchdown and beat him in yards for 290. However, the 2 interceptions with Joe Flacco, it was the key point here. The reason why I say that was the key point, let's go back to the Bengals. Chase Brown, he was 21 carries for 43 yards, 1 touchdown. Okay. Now, if we go to the Browns, they went with Dylan Sampson, 12 carries for 29 yards. He had the most yards out of anybody, but he averaged 2.4 yards a game. Okay. And if you look at the Browns defense on the receiving for a second, really wasn't that impressive. Jerry Jeudy, he was 5 receptions for 66 yards, no touchdowns. Dylan Sampson, 8 receptions for 64 yards. Jerry Jeudy, 5 receptions for 66 yards. He averaged 13.2 yards. Dylan Sampson again, 8 carries for 64. And so that's it. Really nobody else. As far as receiving, you would think Njoku was 3 receptions for 37 yards. This is out of pocket. Myles Garrett on defense, he had 5 tackles and 2 sacks. The factor here was, guys, it was those 2 interceptions by Joe Flacco. What do they need right now? They could use Shadour's services. This is not it. And this game, this was a game they could have won here. Definitely, they could have beat the Bengals. The defense, what I'm trying to say is the defense for Cleveland did what they were supposed to do. They held them, to a respectable score. But Shedeur, let's go to Shedeur because I've been having this picture up here. Shedeur went over to the kicker. I'm like, hey, man, it's all right. That's the picture you see right here of him talking to the kicker because he could have tied the game up. And so that's it right there. Shedeur went up to him, hey, man, don't worry about it, man. Overlook that, man. Keep going. Or whatever he said to him. Shedeur, he's like that. He's a born leader. And they need a quarterback. Joe Flacco's not it. Joe Flacco is showing now. His age is starting to show. At this point, Shedeur should have been in the game. But like I said, he's still in a good spot because he's third string quarterback. He is the quarterback of the future, but I don't know if he's the future for the Browns, but the Browns could have used his services right now. They definitely could have used his services. So that's the story of that game. I want to go to Jacksonville for a second. Jacksonville, they picked Travis Hunter with the overall pick, right? That was their first pick. They picked him number 2 overall in the draft. If you go to the player stats, if you go to the Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence was 19 for 31, 178 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He had an interception. If you go to the receiving, Travis Hunter was 3rd in receiving. First was Strange. He was 4 receptions for 59 yards. Brown was 3 receptions, 52 yards. Travis Hunter was 6 receptions, 33 yards. So what is that telling you? They had a lot of like short routes for him. I honestly think they need to use him a little bit more. Even Trevor Lawrence even said that, he was running perfect routes, but I couldn't get him the ball. But he said, I got to work on that. We're going to get it. Yeah, I thought they could have used him a little bit more or featured him a little bit more. They should have featured him a little bit more, man. He is your star. He's the number 2 pick in the draft, and you didn't really feature him that much. In fact, when I was watching the game, I thought he disappeared. Even though he was in the game, I saw him go in motion. He caught a couple yards here and there, and that was it. They only played him once, like on defense, because if you go to the defense for a second, Travis Hunter, he was in on an assist. That's all he had. He was in on an assist on a tackle, which really they didn't use him on defense that much. Now, I understand that he's number 3 on the depth chart in defense, or 2 or something like that. But guys, they not use him like they need to draft more plays for him. Even Trevor Lawrence said it. He needs more plays. He's a big time player, and we did put him out there and see what he can do. But they won the game, but the reason why they won the game was because of the rushing. No, it wasn't the rush. Well, let me think about this. The Jaguars, let me look at this. The Jaguars used Travis to my liking. They could have used Travis a little bit more. That's just what I wanted to say about Travis. They could have used him a little bit more, man. But they didn't. And we'll see. They still have, I'm going to give them to the 5th game. The reason why I say I give them to the 5th game, because they're just getting started. Just first game of the season, getting acclimated. By the 5th season, things should heat up. We should see some big things from Travis, but we'll see. But that's all I have. Like I said, for Shedeur, hey, man, I feel like Travis is trapped too, but that's just my opinion on it. You like, why do you feel like Travis is trapped? They need to use him more. But we're going to wait. For Travis, we're going to wait to about the 5th week. Shedeur, we know he's stuck. But at some point, as the season going, they keep losing and losing. At some point, they're going to have to make a change. So we're just going to see. I think Shedeur is in a good spot. He just have to be patient at this point. But he turned into a bona fide leader going up to the kicker and say, hey, man, it's going to be all right. Guys, those are my thoughts. Drop a comment below. Let me know how you feel. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.